It has been a really long time since we have put up a video. I will explain why. If you can't tell, we had a baby. You probably already know that, since I'm assuming you follow us on our other social medias. But if not, well, we had a baby. I have not even updated on here to show you guys that I was pregnant. I'm just gonna give you a brief rundown of how the last year went and why we went away.
Give us a rundown.
So we were working on the remodel, and we were knocking down walls and working on the house and doing our, demolishing and getting ready to fix up this house. And then the pandemic hit, and we couldn't keep working. I mean, basically all the stores that sold supplies were closed.
Yeah, kind of everything closed down, and then the prices all went up. It was, you guys know.
And so
everybody knows.
Contractors, flooring people, kitchen people, all of it got pushed back so far.
She was also working on
a collab.
The collab with Pier.
Yep.
So she was working through that, and then the remodeling stuff. So it was just like that, and then in March
I found out I was pregnant with this little guy. We had our baby, and he's incredible, and we love him so much. Here we are, and we are at the point now where we are thinking about the plans for this property. And so we're gonna kind of take you around and talk to you about some trees and stuff we're gonna cut down.
Yeah, we're gonna show you around, kind of just show you little projects that we've been working on, and show you around the property, and kind of talk about some of the plans we have for it. And yeah, that's where we've been. It's been really crazy. You guys know. Hopefully everybody's been safe and happy and healthy. And
then as far as the remodel goes, yes, we're living here at the house now. It's 90% done. The upstairs bathroom that you guys saw us demolish in one of the episodes that we put up before. But basically, our contractors are incredible people. Yeah. They started the project, and it was a material they had never worked with before. And as they got into it, a couple weeks into it, they're like, yeah, it's not what they thought. Yeah. So we have to try.
It's Tadillac.
Yeah.
And we hadn't even heard of never heard the word Tadillac.
It's a Moroccan plaster, correct?
Yeah, before I saw it on Pinterest, and I guess it's pretty popular in LA.
So the bathroom is off. We don't even open the door to it. It's going to be beautiful when it's done, but it is not even close. So the rest of the house though is finished. Awesome. Yeah, we love it. So we're going to do a house tour soon, but we thought
we'll do we'll do a lived-in unfinished sort of house tour, and then we'll do a house tour after the bathroom gets done too, and do an updated house tour.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll talk about all the things in that video that we liked, and things that we would not do and would not recommend.
Because there's definitely things, the whole vibe is so different from what we talked to you guys about. Because, yeah, dude, it was we were oh, we want dark.
It kind of evolved, as we started building stuff, and as we started doing stuff, it was kind of well, I don't know about the dark. We started painting the walls dark, and then
we were
it started being 4 hours of sunlight or 3 hours of sunlight. Seems like 3.
And I was starting to feel a little depression creep in, and I'm I don't know if dark walls are really the answer here.
So there's a bunch of stuff that we would do and would do differently. So we'll talk about that.
And it looks totally different than you guys are probably picturing. It looks beautiful. We love it. And it looks so different from the house that you guys saw in our house tour that we put up. We still have a lot of designing and decorating. We don't have any window coverings and stuff like that. So
which we don't really need them, other than for this guy, because he
likes to sleep in the dark and doesn't sleep in the day. Yeah, that whole thing.
We love living here. Living here is
beautiful, peaceful.
Yeah. We will show you around the property, and you'll
see
what
just a little bit.
Be working on.
Yeah, we're just gonna show you some trees we're taking out, why we're taking them down, talk to you kind of about what we're planning is for gardening and stuff like that. And we're really hoping to get back to content on this channel a lot, because this house it has so much work to be done, but so much potential.
And the work is a lot of it is gonna be fun. It's going to be really fun work. It's not going to be tedious. So
yeah, and we really like getting outside, especially after having this baby. I do nothing but feed a baby all day long inside. And I love him. I mean, I love him with my whole heart and I love feeding him, but my God, getting outside is beautiful.
Yeah, spring is gonna be awesome.
I can't wait for spring. I can't wait. So that's where we've been, and we're gonna go show you guys around and talk to you about some projects. You are quite noisy, sir. These guys are prepping the holly tree, and I say these guys because it was Avery and Zack to cut it down. It is probably just volunteered itself over here, and it's connected to this dead tree that we're gonna take down.
Yeah.
So it's gotta come down no matter what, because it's literally growing into the tree.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to be careful taking down the holly to not cut into the part that's like grown around the dead tree, because I don't want to like mess with the dead tree at all.
yeah, the dead tree's gotta come down as it's, you know, dead, and it's like a hazard of potentially falling down.
This is one of the biggest trees in our property, and
Yeah.
it's like dead.
We've got a few dead trees on the property, so it'll be really nice to get free firewood out of that. So these guys just did that. I did nothing, even though I'm the one holding the camera, so it seems like I like
You did.
and pretend I
You fed Boo Boo, man.
I gave Boo Boo guy over here. And like this thing right here, as you can see, that's a giant pile of, what is that? It's wisteria, blackberry, elderberry, and a stump. And
Two stumps, because like this, where's my finger? This is one little stump, and then that's a gigantic stump underneath all this mess. So I'm gonna have to I'm probably gonna have to burn them out, because they're so old and there's nothing to pull from.
yeah, so that right now, just that's what it looks like for a lot of the year, and so for me it's just not worth keeping. There's a lot of things on this property that we would love to keep if they all weren't so diseased. All of the producing trees are so severely diseased that at this point there is no salvaging them. We've done our research, and it was like you would have to prune back every diseased branch, and every branch is diseased. So that's the crummy part, and then you'd have to spray it with a fungicide.
The only thing we're feeding are bears right now, and we don't really want bears that close to our house.
Yeah, and the apple trees are crabapple, which you can do stuff with. Zach read a site and it said ways to know if you should try to salvage your diseased tree or get rid of it. And it was like, do you like the fruit that comes off of it?
Like,
no.
Number one, no.
No. Do you like want to keep the trees in a desired location? No. So
Terrible.
Right there, we kind of know we should take them down and replant things in their place that we do want. And then we know we're starting from square one with like fresh, healthy trees. And if they get diseased, we can take care of it right away.
Like from all the sources I was reading, it would take at least a couple of years to get them back to like where they're producing like healthy fruit. And then even then, there's still crab apples, and I don't know.
Yeah, we can get some Granny Smiths and Honeycrisps and peach trees out here that we actually care about the fruit, instead of trees that just happen to be here that once the fruit is like healthy, we're going to still be like, yeah, and they're crab apples.
Yeah, and I'm going to use the wood for like, I'm going to try to like do some woodworking, like hand carve some bowls or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just want to
Why
try
not?
some stuff. We're going to get a smoker too, so I'm going to try that.
We're not cutting down any of these giant, awesome, like evergreens at all. We're going to keep all of those trees. We're really only removing things that at this point kind of choke out those others. So like we have some awesome cedar trees here that are shaded by these shitty vine maples, which if you don't know what a vine maple is, I'll show you. You're going to see it with no leaves on it. This is a vine maple. Do you see all these tiny little sticks right here? That is it. And it just replants itself everywhere because you get those little helicopter guys everywhere. We have a few of these in the yard, and they don't produce food. Nothing seems to live in them, and seemingly nothing seems to eat them around here. We want to remove them since they just kind of end up looking like this, you know? And we want to make more room for trees like this. And we're going to figure out our garden space, get a greenhouse going, and I'm excited for, you know, we're probably not going to be able to do a garden this year because we don't have a garden, and you have to fence the garden out here because there's elk and deer. Oh, speaking of elk, we'll put the footage in here, but Zack was driving to the gas station the other day, and on his way back home, he ran into an entire herd of elk in our driveway.
I did not run into them.
Ran right into him, face first. want to add a pond and a stream, and we want to add a greenhouse, and I want sitting areas with like stones and pavers and like trees that are the quality, awesome, like the cedars and the evergreen, like the Douglas firs and stuff, and like
plant
that.
Them in spots that make sense, and that will actually like help us shade out the blackberry problem and like fill in like all these gaps behind her where like trees have fallen or they've been cut down over the years, and like now there's just blackberries. So we need to like clear it out and then plant some good like shade trees that can fill in and look
and
nice.
Trees that are awesome. Like we could plant willow and an oak. I really love an oak tree on the property, and I would love a weeping willow tree, and those are really, really fast growing. We're gonna take that little shop down over there as well. Zack can show you. I don't know if we're doing it this year. I think we should. We have a greenhouse that we wanna buy. Sturdy Built greenhouses. They have this one called the Tudor, and it's really beautiful. It's just a really cool, unique looking greenhouse. We're hoping to get a really nice big greenhouse in there that we can start all of our veggies in and get everything really strong before we plant them out, because we did it in our kitchen last year in our dining room, and I really don't want to start things in our house because it just ends up like you just have seed starting trays all over and there's dirt everywhere, and cats are getting into it.
But we don't have a fence area right now. So right now, I think this year we're gonna focus on building the garden and building the greenhouse and an herb garden for our front yard, because nothing really cares for herbs other than humans.
I love a good herb.
Okay, we're gonna be taking these vine maples out just because they're kind of a pain and they're everywhere in our yard, and they create a ton of leaf litter. It becomes a mess, and like it just kind of looks like crap for most of the year. In our opinion, we prefer the look of evergreens. I don't know if they're even native to here, but it doesn't seem like it just by the way that they're like multiplying. But we got a bunch of like random dead stuff in the yard. I don't even know what that is. I think that might have been a roadie or something. There's a lot of dead trees in here. It's kind of like a little bit of a fire hazard and an eyesore, so we're gonna take out some of the dead trees too. We're gonna probably clear out some of the trails as well and have them interconnect. I think they used to, but there's a lot of blackberries and other stuff that have like grown over it. So we're just gonna try to make the yard a little bit nicer and more like usable. And that's Avery playing with her dog. Sorry about the shaky cam. It's very shaky and I know it. We took out some of these trees. There was just like a bunch of fruit trees here, and we took those out because they were all diseased, and the only thing that wanted them was the bears, and we don't want bears like literally on our front porch. So we got like a while ago, like a long time ago, Ofra Cosmetics sent us this wine box that had champagne in it and like wood shavings and stuff, but I thought it was kind of nice and I wanted to keep it. And I asked Chrissy if I could have it, and I put all my chainsaw tools in it. So I added some like a little bit of oil on the outside, like a little bit of like protective oil. Didn't really help much, but yeah, keeps all of the tools I need for the chainsaw. That's happened to me a couple times. Clearly I'm not a pro yet. Obviously, I'm not professional. Don't try this at home. I think that should go without saying. But don't, unless you know what you're doing. I've read the instructions, I've looked up videos, I've used a smaller chainsaw before. I've used this chainsaw before, and I've cut down similar sized trees, but I'm not a pro. Like there's trees on our property that are way too big. Like, I'm not gonna cut them down. Like, I could with that saw will cut them down, but I don't have this like skill set. I've never dropped a huge tree before. So yeah, I don't know what I'm comfortable with, but I'm definitely comfortable with these so far. These are tiny. Like, if they fell on me, it would like... I do. Avery drew some stuff for me. She's been really helpful today. Yeah, these trees, like, if this tree falls on me, it's gonna feel like a branch, basically. I have a hard hat. I have the chaps. I'm taking all the safety precautions that I know of. I don't know everything, but you know, it's how you learn. You just gotta do it eventually. So yeah, this is me just doing it, trying it out on smaller trees before I move on to medium-sized trees. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. What you got, bud? Oh, who's that, Santa? I'm kidding, okay. Sorry, I'm so out of breath, but this is how these vine maples are all growing. They're growing out of this like big root ball that's above ground. I mean, I guess you could call that a stump, maybe. But some of them are growing completely like horizontal at first to chase the light. I just thought that was kind of cool. Kind of interesting. These ones, you can tell better from there. They grow horizontal and then they shoot up. You can kind of tell, but this is like all yard that needs to get mowed, and then this just grows blackberries and all kinds of other crap around it, and nothing really likes it. There's no bird's nests in it. We don't really like the look of it. It's in the middle of nowhere, so I'm gonna cut it down. I'm gonna build a little gate, a cute little gate right in that trail that leads to the edge of our property. I thought that would be cute. A little like natural gate. So that's the plan for some of this, and then some of it will probably be firewood. I'm filming this all by myself and on my phone. Christy's unloading some soil that we got yesterday, and we're gonna hopefully, we're not gonna do a full garden this year, but hopefully we're gonna be able to do like a potted garden, like in our front patio that I built. Some of you guys might have seen it on our Instagram. I'm talking really quiet. I'm really awkward at this. But anyways, I built a patio last year, and we're probably just gonna do like a little potted herb garden for this year while we plot out and build like a fenced area and like a greenhouse for our other big garden. But yeah, for now we're just clearing some of this, trying to get more sun to the yard and getting rid of like just some of the like trees that are, these ones aren't diseased, but they just create leaves and they don't look very nice. At least I don't think so. They're fine in the actual forest, but like in the center of my yard, it's not really like my idea of a good centerpiece. So we're taking them out. I'm gonna build a cute little fence, hopefully. Yeah, that's the plan. Chainsaw safety chaps, number one. Some sort of eye protection and ear protection is number two. You don't really need the hard hat, but it does help if there's there's loose branches above, the hard hat does help. So I haven't actually like needed it, like nothing's hit me yet, but just in case. Like 9 or 10 left to cut, and then after that I'm going to pick out the best pieces that I think would make a good fence and strip off the bark, split them, and yeah, try to get the shape of a gate going. There it is. 100 million vine maples. So yeah, I just got to trim them up, and we're gonna chip the smaller branches, and then with that I'm going to I don't want to burn it, I don't think. I might just try to dig it up. And I'm talking about the stump, by the way. So there's an old stump right here. This is the maple stump, kind of stump, I don't know, root ball. But I'm gonna try to like cut it into pieces, like just try to section it with the chainsaw, and then dig up what I can, and then I don't know, maybe burn the rest to get it to where it's not growing anymore. I don't know, we'll see. It's gigantic though, so it's gonna be a pain no matter what I do. Thank you guys for watching. We'll try to keep up with content way more. Hopefully this year is better for everyone, like around the world.
I have hope.
So,
I have hope.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, thank you. I'm not gonna do that, so yeah, let's do another thing.
Okay.
I was waiting for you.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Sorry.
Say bye, buddy.